Hello my dear students, welcome to today's video. How are you all? I know that you are utilizing your time for studies during this COVID-19 time. You may not be able to go to your school and attend the classes physically, but all the teachers are trying their level best to give you the classes, topics in online through different medium, through different social media platforms. So please utilize it and don't waste your time. Okay, now in this video we are going to deal with a small quick revision of our chapter 2. As we know that the chapter 2 is acids, bases and salts. It is a very important chapter for our board examinations and we can expect a lot of questions from this chapter. So we have to revise this chapter very carefully, and in this video the whole chapter may not be covered. The revision of whole chapter may not be covered. Maybe it will come in 2 parts. So don't miss the video and please watch it. Thank you. We know acid is a term which is derived from a Latin word acidus, which means sour in taste. So the general basic character of all acids are sour in taste. Now, is there any other properties of acids are there? Yes, so many physical and chemical properties of acids are there. Acids are sour in taste, that is the first physical property. Second property is that all acids turn blue litmus red. I have given one shortcut for that. What is that shortcut? Do you remember? It is ABR. That means acids turn blue litmus red. Okay. Now, another property is that acids are generally corrosive in nature. How do we know whether the given acid is corrosive or not? There are some substances which will help us to know whether the given substance is acid or base. Those substances are known as what? Indicators. Yes, my dear students, they are known as indicators. So these substances, if you check a given substance with the help of an indicator, they will tell us that the given substance is an acid or a base. Is it clear? Now, their chemical properties. Acids are basically having 4 important chemical properties. In that, first one, we know that whenever an acid reacts with a base, it will give a neutral salt and water, and we call that reaction as neutralization reaction, isn't it? Yes. Now, second chemical property is that when an acid reacts with a metal, it will give a metal salt and a hydrogen gas. You can see the examples on the screen. And third physical property is that whenever an acid reacts with metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonates, it will give out 3 important products: metal salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. Clear? Now, the fourth important chemical property is that the reaction of acids with metallic oxides. What is a metallic oxide? Obviously, oxides of metal are called metallic oxides. How do they form? When metals react with oxygen, we will get metallic oxides. Okay? All the metallic oxides are basic in nature. So these metallic oxides, when react with an acid, what will happen? A neutralization reaction will take place and we will get a neutral salt and water. So that is about the acids. Now, classification of acids. Already we have seen the classification. In many types of classification is there. In our syllabus, for your knowledge, we have mainly 2 or 3 types of classification. One classification is that from the occurrence, we can divide acids into 2 classes. They are natural acids or mineral acids. Otherwise, organic acids and inorganic acids. Organic acids we know that which are obtained from the nature, and mineral acids means which are obtained from the minerals or made artificially. Clear? Another one classification is there, that is strong acid and a weak acid. What is meant by strong acid and weak acid? And is this term is very important in our school life? It is very important because when you do the activities or when you do the experiments at our lab, if you are using a concentrated acid instead of a dilute acid, if it happen to pour on your body, you will definitely get burns. So what do you have to do? You should know what is the important term related to dilution of an acid. How do we dilute an acid? To dilute an acid, we have to add acid to water drop by drop on constant stirring. Otherwise, it is an exothermic reaction. Lots of heat will evolve. There may be a chance of bursting out the container because of the high evolution of heat. Okay, we were discussing about strong and weak acids, right? This strong acid means the acid which is not having a small percentage of water in it is called a strong acid. And what is a weak acid? A weak acid is an acid which contains large amount of water in it. As I told you about the dilution, that is after diluting we are getting a weak acid or a dilute acid. Is it clear, my dear students? So the whatever examples and whatever informations you need, it will be shown in the screen itself. Please do understand from there. And now we are moving to the second topic, that is about the bases. What are bases? Bases are substances which are bitter in taste. Okay, we have seen that acids are sour in taste, then bases are bitter in taste. More than that, we can write a short form for base, the reaction of base or effect of base with a indicator. What is that? But that is BRB. That means bases turns red litmus blue. Okay, what was in the case of acids? It is ABR, acids turn blue litmus red. Here it is bases turn red litmus blue, BRB. Yes, is it clear? Now some of the bases are corrosive in nature, mild corrosive, we can say that mild corrosive in nature like sodium hydroxide, etc. Okay, now moving to its chemical properties. Bases also having some chemical properties which are very important. In that, first one is very important, that is reaction of bases with metals, because this can be asked as a completion of the reaction. Many times it is asked as a completion of the reaction in our board examinations. That's why I told you it's very important. So please give a special importance for this topic. So bases react with metals to give a metal salt and hydrogen. But its examples are very, very important. What are the examples? Let's see. We can write base 2NaOH plus zinc metal. What will be the product we get? We will get a product called sodium zincate, Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas. Clear, my dear students? So same way, lot of examples we can write for the reaction of a base with a metal. Clear? Only one thing is that you have to remember the product metal salt which is forming. Clear? Now the second property is that, as usual, what we have learned in the case of acids, reaction of bases with acids, that is called a neutralization reaction. We know the product is neither acidic nor basic, a neutral salt, and water will form. Now our third topic is, third chemical property is that reaction of bases with non-metallic oxides. In the case of acids, we have seen that reaction of acids with metallic oxides, but Here it is non-metallic oxides. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So this acidic nature, because of this acidic nature, non-metallic oxides will react with base and will form a metal salt and water. So it is also a type of neutralization reaction. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Now the classification. Bases are also having some classification. We can divide mainly bases into two categories. Depends upon its ionization capacity. That means the bases which dissociates or ionize completely in aqueous solutions are called strong bases, and the bases which ionize or dissociates partially in aqueous solutions are called weak bases. Is it clear? Clear, my dear students? Okay. Now we are moving to the next topic, which is also very important, that is called pH scale. You have seen in our previous videos about pH scale. I have prepared a video only for pH scale and its importance. pH scale is a scale which runs from 0 to 14, and it was discovered by a German scientist called Sorensen. And in this scale, 7 is considered as the neutral point. Okay, and from 7 to the upside, I mean to the right side, there are bases, and from 7 to the left side there are acids. So depends upon the position of acids in the pH scale, we can determine whether they are strong, moderate or weak. Same way for the bases also. So this pH is having great importance in our everyday life. There are some applications of pH. Let us see what are the applications. The first one is that pH plays a very important role in our digestive system. Our digestive system contains an acid. Which acid is there? Hydrochloric acid. So this hydrochloric acid will produced only when there is food in our intestine, I mean digestive system. To digest the food items which we take, this acid will be produced. And suppose because of overeating or because of some other reason, if too much acid is produced in the stomach, what will happen? This remaining acid will start creating problems in our stomach, and we feel irritation and we feel burning pain, and we call this condition as acidity. So if you approach a doctor, if you consult a doctor with this condition, the doctor will give you a medicine, and that medicine is nothing other than a base content medicine. So what will happen? This base content medicine, as you take the base content medicine, it will relieve all the acid present in your stomach, I mean extra acid present in your stomach, and you will get relief. Okay. Now the second one, our mouth works within a pH range of 6.5 to 7, that is the range. But what will happen when you eat the food items? If you are not clearly cleaning your mouth, the leftover food items will create sugar, and this will slowly convert into acid. Since it converts into acid, what will happen to the pH of mouth? The pH of mouth will get decreased. So since the pH decreased, acidity will increase, and inside our mouth, our each teeth are fixed with the help of one substance which is considered as a strongest material in our body, which is known as calcium phosphate. Since the pH of our mouth lowered, acidity will increase, and these acids will start corroding this strongest material of our mouth, and we feel toothache. So to get relief from this toothache, either you have to brush your teeth twice, that is in the morning as well as in the night, with a good toothpaste which contain a base. So the base and acid will react each other and we will get relief from it. Clear? Now another application of pH in our everyday life is that pH helps animals to do a chemical warfare. You might have seen that a honeybee sting or a ant sting will leave a pain for some time in our body. Why does it happen? Because the honeybee or ant sting contains an acid called formic acid. This formic acid, when they inject in our body, our skin feel an irritation and a burning pain and we will start itching on it. Isn't it? So this is a chemical warfare for the animals to escape from their enemies. So if you apply a soap solution over it or a baking soda solution over it, you will feel better, and that is a remedy for it. Clear? Another one application of pH is that all the fertile lands, you know that the fields, we have to check the pH of a field soil before cultivating on it. Why? Because all the fields may not be good for all the crops. Some crops needs a pH of that particular level, and some may need a higher pH, some may need a lower pH or a neutral. But we know that generally crops grow well in neutral. So suppose because of some conditions, if a field has got pH acidic, what the farmers will do? They will spread some calcium carbonate, quicklime in their field to neutralize the effect of acid, so that they will get a bumper crop. Suppose if it is too much basic, what will happen? They will spread some organic manure on field and it can neutralize the effect of excess base. Clear, my dear students? So we have seen the applications of pH scale in our everyday life. So dear students, we are stopping this revision on this part, that is up to pH scale. In our next video, we will continue it with salts. I hope this quick revision helps you a lot for your knowledge related to the acids and bases. If not, please watch the previous videos which I have uploaded and go through it once and correlate it with this video. Please do watch the videos. Thank you.